Hello there, this is DBT, and these are the Vrooms. And alright, let's play some more Asphalt 9 on Android. That's right, I'm coming back slightly to the Android version rather than the Switch. Basically because, as you can see on the title, I want to have a look at what is coming to the game in the new patch. Now, I don't believe that the patch is out by the time that I'm recording this, but I imagine it's coming out pretty soon, if not maybe next week. I think that's how it goes. They release the patch notes a week before or so, and then they release the actual patch. First, I'm starting just with one random race that I'm doing in my beautiful, beautiful Apollo IE, just because, you know, I like starting with a bit of action. But as I said, we're going to be reviewing the patch notes. Now, as a bit of an update, there's also a video that I want to do on the Switch version of this game, because as you know, I really focus on the Switch version rather than the global version. The reason behind that is because, well, the Switch version does have a bunch of things that I prefer, even if the performance isn't fantastic. But I think it's still worth to talk a little bit about what's coming on the update for the global version, because it kind of looks cool, to be completely honest. So there you go, a little bit of a race. And how about we check... Ooh, no, I'm gonna skip with the credits. How about we check the official patch notes that Gameloft released? And here we go. It's the City of Light patch notes. We're gonna do a little bit of a read through. It says, "Welcome to a new update. This update, race in Paris on a brand new track in the City of Light season. Then take a break and enjoy the cherry blossoms and start the spring with the Sakura Spring season." I don't know what that means, but okay, Sakura, that sounds Japanese, doesn't it? Anyway. So there's a bunch of cars, the first one being the Torino Design Super Sports, apparently a Class S. We'll talk about more about the performance in a second. First, I just want to do a little bit of a talk-through, I don't know, of the cars available. The Torino Design Super Sport, which is obviously a car that I have personally seen. If you play Asphalt 8, you've seen it too over there. Class S over here, much as it was in Asphalt 8. We got the 2015 GTA Spano. This one puzzles me a little bit, a Class S, by the way, because this is a car that in Asphalt 8 was extremely exclusive, and over here it seems like it might be a decent car. So I don't know. I'm curious. I just don't know too much about the brand to know if this is a huge flagship, if it's a huge performance. I really don't know. But hey, then we also have the Mercedes AMG GT Black Series. Now this is a curious one because this car, it's in Class C, and again we'll look at the stats in a second. But this is like the, as AZ would call it, the cracked version of the regular Mercedes AMG GTS, which is at the bottom of Class C, while this one is at the top. So that's kind of curious, looking cool with the decals. Then we also have the McLaren 600 LT Spider, all right, in Class B. Now there's a funny story because in Asphalt 8 we have this car in Class S and it was going to be nerfed, but eventually it was kept in Class B. And now we have this one indeed in Class B. Cool. Early access car. Well, this is a peculiar thing because I don't understand what early access means in the context of Asphalt 9. But, well, it's the Donkervoort D8 GTO individual series. I didn't know there was such thing as individual series, but here we go. Again, another car that I know from Asphalt 8. Not much to say about the car. It looks kind of cool, but we'll see how it performs. We got the Ferrari F50 for those Ferrari lovers. We finally have now both the F50 and the F40, and we have the Enzo and we have the LaFerrari. So all we're missing is the, what is it? It's the 288 to get the 5 classic Ferraris. Anyway, it says both cars will be obtained through their Legend Pass and feature their own decal. Please remember that while the Legend Pass offers you the chance to unlocking this new car, additional event conditions may apply. So okay, it seems that both the Donkervoort and the Ferrari F50 are going to be Legend Pass, just probably this patch, I think I understand now. This patch, it's basically first cherry blossoms instead playing the Sakura. I think this patch just basically covers 2 seasons, I think, because nowadays they're making the seasons to be only 1 month long as opposed to how it used to be 2 months, which is in a way kind of a kick in the sheen for the players, because now instead of paying a Legend Pass for 2 months, now you have to pay the same amount of money for a Legend Pass that lasts only half as long. But hey, to each their own. Alright, so as far as the new track in Paris, experience the street of Paris as never seen before as you race along, I don't know how to pronounce this, past the Eiffel Tower and around other famous landmarks. This new track, instead of being released to a dedicated career season, will be included right off the bat on multiplayer, special events, and time-limited events, hoping that more players can race on the street of Paris early on. Additionally, try to overcome more powerful opponents in multiplayer before they know the track by heart. This is a very good thing that I think they're doing on adding the track immediately so that you can play it in multiplayer and get used to it. Because, you know, new map, it's all about learning it soon. So yeah, I think that's a good thing. As far as the video itself, I'm gonna mute it so that the music doesn't clash in case the music is copyrighted. Now, I know that some of the official creators for this game have made videos showing gameplay that Gameloft provided to them. I'm not gonna show that. I'm just gonna show you this little short clip. All I can say about it is that I kind of look the color palette because it reminds me a lot of that scene in Buenos Aires. That kind of fall, green, brown, earthy look. I like it. It looks pretty dope. I want to show instead, in the future, gameplay of the map itself. So whenever the map is actually released is when we will be looking more at it. Now, get ready for the road test. Finally, this thing is coming. In this new update, we're introducing a new recurrent event type. Then test the new Faraday Future FF01 in the inaugural road test event. During this event, you will be able to use and upgrade a loaned version of the car. Complete the event's task to gain blueprints and unlock and start up your own personal version of your collection. Okay, I have a problem with this, but I'll talk about it in a second. This event will be recurrent and offer multiple chances to get the featured car, but try your best as your progress within the event will be reset each edition. Holy moly. Including any car upgrades you made to a lone road test version. Alright. So basically they're saying you gotta upgrade this car that you're not gonna get for the chance to get some blueprints for the car that you will get, which is not the one you're upgrading. So I don't know how you're gonna be upgrading the car, but if you're gonna have to spend your resources on a car that you don't keep for the chance of getting blueprints for a version of the car that is not the one you're upgraded, that seems completely backwards to me. I don't understand it just yet. I need to see how they're actually implementing it to actually make a judgment on it. But from the sound of it, I don't like that. I do like the idea of testing the car for sure, but that's what MP2 is for. This whole thing, I don't know. Asphaltate used to have this thing called research and development event, in which you would be upgrading a car to complete tasks. And if you finish all of the tasks, all of the missions, all of that, you get to keep the car that you were working on. But this one, you're working on a car that you're not gonna get. That's whatever. We'll see what happens. Next up, Asphalt Board, option to enable and disable Ghost. This is actually a cool one. We're back with another feature chosen by the community through Asphalt Board. As many of you requested, we will now give you the option to hide Ghost from Grand Prix and the Clash races from your settings menu. This is actually really good. Well, it really depends on how you like playing, but sometimes when you're in the Grand Prix or precisely in the Clash races, the Ghost can actually get in the way, because if you're so close to the Ghost but you're a little behind, it's actually blocking your view. So that's why it can be really, really obnoxious. But at the same time, I think sometimes it's good to have it, because it shows you what route the other guy used, and it's like, oh wow, I never considered that this tiny jump would give me this tiny bit of an advantage. So I think it's good that it's an option. You have both possibilities, to have the Ghost and to not have the Ghost. But I think I personally would keep it on, because for the most part, I always do terrible in those things, so it doesn't really matter, does it? Next up, coming back, Asphalt Series. Calling all challengers. Asphalt Series are coming back bigger. Okay, so this is about the multiplayer type of thing. It's kind of cool, the idea of like a tournament and all of that, but such minority of people really compete, and the rest, well, you know, some time-limited events and whatnot, but honestly, I'm not super interested in this. Event Showcase. Fight for the new Mercedes-AMG GT Black Series. New Class C King through an exciting Grand Prix event. That's cool. I mean, the new Class C King is gonna be in Grand Prix. I can tell you, that Grand Prix is gonna be a nightmare. Normally, Grand Prix, some people don't really care too much because the cars aren't fantastic. This one is gonna be a good car, so you bet there's gonna be a lot of people going for it and spending a lot of tokens and trying to upgrade it so that they get an advantage and eventually actually get the car and have it at a good star count. What good is a car from a Grand Prix if you have it at 1 star? I'm looking at you, Ares. I got the Ares and I have it at 1 star. I mean, 1 or 2 stars, so it's completely useless. Anyway, special events. Torino Design Super Sports and 2015 GTA Spano. Now, the fact that they add the year over here just makes it obvious how outdated this car is. It's an 8-year-old car. I mean, granted, they had cars from like 30 years ago, but still just kind of funny. Both events will need LP exclusive cars to be completed, although you will be able to make some progress without them. This is, I guess, the adjustment that Gameloft is doing. In case you're not aware, which I don't think you wouldn't, but normally in the seasons that used to be 2 months long, the first special events would be the free-to-play friendly one, in which you can complete it just with cars that you already have. And then in the second half, they would add a second special event that was exclusive only to if you had bought the Legend Pass and had the car from the Legend Pass. That's how they would block it or gatekeep it, I suppose. Now over here, what they're saying is that, because I was saying that the seasons now are just 1 month long, so they only had one special event, and so far it has been, like the previous one, was straight up locked if you didn't buy the Legend Pass. So what they did over here is say, okay, look, we're not gonna do the free-to-play events anymore. Now all of them are pay to win, but at least you can make a little bit of progress. But if you really want to make good progress and perhaps get a decent amount of blueprints, you need to own the Legend Pass. So it's the situation where they gave 2 steps back and 1 forward. So in the end, we're still, regressing to a terrible state, but at least they tried to improve on the garbage that they did in the previous season. Then we have the LP exclusive car hunt per Italia Berlinetta. I don't know how to pronounce this. I guess that's how you say it. So yeah, this is a good Class B car. I actually think I got it at some point. I have it like a 2 stars or something. So that would be cool, but I'm not gonna go for the Legend Pass just to get this thing. Sorry. But for people that like that car or are looking out to start it up or just get it at all, well, you can get it in a legendary hunt. Watch out for this car hunt. Chevrolet Corvette Stingray will be out of early access for the first time. Technically, it was already given to a lot of people, in that event. Oh, who was it? Was it Nick AR12 versus Black Panther that did the thing? And one was driving the Bentley Mulliner, and the other one was driving the Corvette, and whoever had the Corvette won, something like that. I don't know, whatever. The point is that there's going to be a car hunt. So if you got it from there, or even if you didn't get it over there at that point, you're still going to be able to do a car hunt and get the car. So that's kind of cool, I guess. This update will feature a key hunt for the Ferrari 599XX Evo, which is a really good C-Class car. Starway fans, rejoice! We'll have 2 cars featured in Starway events in this update, the Huracan Evo Spider and Peugeot Onyx. I've seen some people wondering like, oh my god, but what about the Speedtail? Where's the Speedtail? Well, there's not enough time. This only covers a couple of months. Probably the Speedtail is still, as we speak, the Speedtail is still going. So this one has to end, then another one has to start, and then another one has to start, which is going to be the Huracan, and then the Peugeot, and then the Speedtail should return, but that's probably in the next update. This update, the Looper game mode, is coming to a time-limited event for the first time. That's kind of cool. I don't know, a lot of people dislike the Looper Grand Prix, in which your ghost provided you with Slipstream, your own ghost. So that was kind of cool. I liked it, but a lot of people seem that they didn't like it at all. So apparently it's no longer a thing for Grand Prix, and instead they're adding it to a time-limited event. All right. Plenty of exciting seasonal events. Valentine's Day is featuring the Pagani Zonda HP Barchetta. I hope that you can get some blueprints for that thing, because I have it like a few stars. I think I have it at 1? No, like 2 or 3 stars. But still, I would like to get some blueprints for that. Football Time featuring luxury American cars like the VLF Force V10 Triumph Nemesis and the BXR Bailey GT1. Again, hope to get some. Well, to be fair, blueprints for this are useless to me at the moment, although I guess for some people would be good. BXR Bailey GT1. Anime Month, this is why I was saying that at the start it sounded like they were gonna go for something Japanese. Featuring the Porsche 918 Spider. I wonder why that car for the Anime Month. I don't know. Anyway, and more like Carnival and St. Patrick events. Honestly, I don't want to sound too jaded about this, but this whole thing, this whole point, it just sounds to me like filler. Because we always get special events or seasonal events. So the fact that they're saying, hey, you're still gonna get them, I'm like, okay, well, isn't that how it always been? But I guess it's better than to not have them. And other, multiplayer MP1 track rotation will be updated to Paris and New York for the first weeks of the update. Multiplayer 2 tracks will not change. So basically MP1, as it has been for a little bit, they're only rotating two locations with their track variations, obviously. And then MP2 is just a free-for-all type of deal. I don't know how to feel because, for example, this previous update, it was all about Osaka in Shanghai. But, oh, come on, so many races in Osaka, like, come on. But hey, at least we'll be able to see a lot of parries, so that's good. Based on your feedback, we added an option to skip the A9 bank notification you get after every race. Oh my god, I've been meaning to rant about this for so long. You know how that whole thing of, hey, which feature would you like us to add or remove and things like that? There were votes to remove the annoying pop-up when you get trade coins. Whenever you get repeat blueprints or whatever, and you get some trade coins, it always pops up, right? So, and people voted to get rid of that, and Gameloft is like, yeah, we could, but it would take us like 4 to 6 months to do it. And in the end, we still have it. So, they know that people don't like that. And what did Gameloft do? Add another pop-up. Not for tokens on that annoying feature, but hey, whatever, it's fine, whatever. Time-limited events will now be more exciting and challenging, with some rewards being unlocked by having to complete multiple conditions. I think this sounds a little bit like the Unleashed type of deal, where it's several events and maybe, I don't know. I don't know. This could be interesting, but the question is, some rewards being able to unlock, what kind of rewards? Is it still going to be 1 or 2 blueprints? Like, come on. Honestly, this is the problem that I do have a little bit with Asphalt 9. The rewards on the TLEs, most of the time, like 90% of the time, is just getting credits and some epic import parts in the competition, where it's the 10% or 25% and all of that. Sometimes there's good stuff in the single player rewards, but for the most part, man. All right, speaking of rewards, this particular TLE that is happening right now, the one for the Lantern Festival, that's actually kind of cool because, as I was saying, the solo rewards is where it might be worth it. It's only 2 blueprints for the Huracan Super Trofeo Evo, 2 for the Challenge Evo, 2 for the Lamborghini S18, but I guess that is something I wish they were. I mean, I understand that it's in Gameloft's best interest to not be too giving out on stuff, but 2 blueprints, sometimes they give 1 blueprint, things like that. They should give 5 blueprints. Come on, Jesus Christ. It's so ridiculous that they give so little blueprints. But anyway, something else that I wanted to talk about, or show rather, is this really useful post on the Asphalt 9 Reddit by Eric G, where it says the new car positions on the garage based on their max stats. This is something that I find really interesting. For example, the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT Black Series, which is, again, the new king of Class C. You can see that it's on top, or, well, at the bottom, but you know, it's the higher over here, the lower the rank, right? So this one that is at the bottom is the highest ranked car with a maximum rank of 48, and you can see all the stats. So yeah, it's on top of all. These are going to be the 5 Elite C class: Arenaro Husaria, Bugatti UB110, Gallardo, McLaren GT, and the AMG GT Black Series. Kind of sad that the Lamborghini Diablo is already out of Elite C. Jesus Christ, it lasted, well, about half a year, but still, come on. I'm sad. I would like to see it a bit more. So that is for the Mercedes-Benz GT Black Series. Then we have over here the Ferrari F50, which again is going to be a Legend Pass car. And holy moly, this is a terrible car. It's a 4-star car that has a lower rank than even the Exotic Rides, which is a 3-star car. Jesus Christ. So it has less fuel, and the performance is nothing to really be like, wow, that's amazing. We have, well, actually, you know, we'll look at the other one in a second. The top speed, yeah, it's at least higher than the Exotic Rides, but look at the rest of the stats. It's like acceleration of 73. That's gonna be so sluggish, so sluggish. And that seems to be the case now with what they're doing on with these Legend Pass cars. It used to be the case where the Legend Pass car were anywhere from okay to, hey, that's actually pretty nice. Like that time when they gave the Aston Martin Victor. But now, instead of giving you a mid-high Class A car, they give you an absolute bottom trash tier Class B car, the same that they did with the Porsche, where that car was a trash Class C. So yeah, I think it's pretty clear to see that Gameloft is less and less interested on giving good value for your money, because remember, this is with the Legend Pass, so you have to spend money for it. But anyway, I did skip on looking at the stats of the AMG. The top speed isn't the fastest by any means, but I think where it really excels is going to be obviously on the acceleration. So far it's the highest from the elites, and the nitro duration also pretty good. The handling seems nice, nothing necessarily amazing, but yeah, I think its strong point is going to be the combination of acceleration, nitro, and some decent speed. It's not the fastest by any means, but it's pretty good, or it seems that it should be pretty good. It's left to see how it drifts and all of that, but hey. All right, so here we go for the McLaren 600 LT Spider. It's actually considerably high. It's one of those high Class B, not the highest, obviously, but pretty high. Along with a little under the Huracan Evo, a little under the Pure Italia, a little above the Essenza. So that kind of gives you an idea. When we look at the stats, we have that, again, it's not necessarily, not necessarily a super fast car, but looking at generally the stats, it looks very similar to the Essenza SCV12. So if you know how that car drives, you probably knows how this other car is gonna perform. It's really similar, only it has better handling, but the speed is the same. Acceleration is virtually, well, it's a little better. Handling, it's considerably better, and nitro, it's almost the same. So for anybody that uses the Huracan as the gold standard of performance in Class B, you will be able to see that the McLaren 600 LT is not gonna be a Huracan killer, but it should be a pretty good competition. Then we have the GTA 2015 GTA Spano, yeah, you know what I'm saying. And this one we have that it's a little better in theory than the Triumph Nemesis, a little worse than the SF90 Stradale. What does this mean in terms of performance? Well, a little bit on the not super fast for a Class S car, but I mean, when you compare with the Ferrari or the Senna, yeah, it's a little bit faster. Decent acceleration, handling pretty bad, in nitro pretty alright. In general, I don't think this car is all that interesting at all. I don't see why it needs its own special event, and that kind of surprises me also with the last couple special events that happened, like the what was the last one? I think it's still going for the Chrysler ME12. Oh yeah, it's actually over there. Yeah, these are not amazing cars, and they're making special events for not amazing cars. I think. Okay, I guess I'll save my judgment. With a maximum rank of 43.73, yeah, you can tell it's not an insane Class S car, but well, there is that. And finally, the Torino Design Super Sports at a maximum rank of 47.41. In theory, this should be a pretty good car. Top speed, it's alright. It's on the fast-ish side, but still not, obviously not all that great. Good acceleration, decent handling, and pretty good nitro. It actually seems to be very similar, at least on the nitro, with the Automobile Inferno, although a little bit slower. Same-ish acceleration, although still the Inferno is better. So I think this is supposed to just be better than the Inferno by the handling itself. If you see the colors, I think that's pretty telling, right? But yeah, overall, I'm not exactly sure that it justifies this rank. I could be wrong. I don't have a lot of experience with Class S cars, but yeah, this doesn't seem like it's necessarily all that amazing. So yeah, those are, again, thanks to Eric G for posting this information. Really useful. We don't have information yet on the Donker board, and I think there was another card that I missed. But yeah, overall, that kind of gives you an idea of where these cars belong in terms of compared to the cars already in the game. So that's kind of interesting. Now, the last thing that I wanted to talk about is the fact that I didn't record this, but I just spent about, what was that, like 15,000 tokens or so on, remember that I showed you this event for the Dragon thingy? This is very similar to the event that happened in the Festive Season 2, not the event itself, but the rewards, where these three cars were featured. The Ferrari 48 Challenge Evo, the SC18, and the Huracan Super Trofeo. In fact, I made a video, a short little video, I'll see if I can remember to post the link on the top right about now, where in one single 10-pack a year ago, I was able to get the key for all three cars, and it's like, whoa, that was pretty cool. So I got three cars, and honestly, I wasn't too interested because I don't love Ferrari, but I got it. Now, I mentioned all of this because this time, now we got, no, this is not where I wanted to go. This time, now we got packs to get the blueprints or maybe even the keys in this, I don't know how to pronounce that, Lantern Festival. And yeah, the featured items are the keys for the Super Trofeo, for the SC18 and the Challenge Evo, and of course blueprints for these cars. Now, for a price of 750 tokens, that is not terrible, because the drop rate is actually of 20%, meaning that you can easily get two of the featured items. Now, I'll be completely honest. Like I said, I spent about 15,000 tokens on this, I did not get a single key. Now, I already have the keys, but the reason why I'm mentioning this is because I don't want you to believe that I'm saying, oh yeah, you're gonna get the keys from this easy. No, as usually it's all about your luck. But I did spend all of those tokens because I was interested on, number one, maxing out my Hurricane Super Trofeo Evo, which I had at a 4-star already from that last time, and my SE18 was literally one blueprint short of reaching its, what, 4th star? Yeah, it's 4th star. So I thought, hey, let's get this thing to 4 stars, let's see if we can max this out, and I started buying them, and in the end, I spent so much more than I thought I would, but like I said, my main focus has been the Switch version of the game rather than this, the global. So I've been gaining tokens just by doing the daily tasks, and that's about it. I don't really play all that much. So I thought, hey, might as well use my tokens in something Lamborghini related while it's there. So as you can see, I was able to take my Super Trofeo to 5 stars. Surprisingly, in the process of looking for the blueprints for the SE18, I managed to get my 40-day challenge Evo all the way to 5 stars somehow. And then on top of that, my SE18, which was my other main objective over here, I also managed to start it up all the way to 5 stars. Obviously, I haven't upgraded them just yet because I don't have that many credits, and that'll be a task for, I don't know, weeks from now. But yeah, I got a bunch of things from that. I spent a lot of tokens, but to me, it was worth it because I managed, again, to max out my Super Trofeo Evo and to get my SE18 to 5 stars. So there you go. And also the challenge Evo, but I don't care about Ferrari. So I think that is, if you have the tokens and if you have the keys, this is a fantastic way to spend some of those tokens if you're interested on either one of these two. This is the Ferrari, it's a Elite Class B car. It's not gonna stay there for long, I don't think so. But hey, for now it kind of works, and it's still, even if it doesn't stay in Elite, it's still a fantastic car. I may not be a fan of Ferrari, but this car in this game drives fantastic. So it's a good way. Also, the SE18 is a pretty decent Class A car, so this is a good way to spend some tokens and get some blueprints for it. So again, I wish I had recorded me spending that dumb amount of tokens, because I know that is attractive sometimes to see, oh, he's opening packs, let's see what his terrible luck does. But yeah. So there we go. I just wanted to talk about all of this stuff that is coming to the game, what has happened to me in the game. I want to do a bit more gameplay of Asphalt 9, specifically multiplayer, because you know that I love playing Ghost. So why not? I'm not really doing the season finale because I don't have that many of the cars, but at least I do have my fun in Ghost, and maybe I can get some Veneno blueprints. But alright, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope this was somewhat informative, or at least somewhat entertaining. And let me know in the comments if you want to hear more of me talking about this version of the game, because like I said, I mostly focus on the Switch. But I don't know, maybe you want to see some more updates in the global version. But that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Check these videos that are appearing on the screen right now. I made both of them, so they're surely very good. But that's it. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and stay safe. Bye-bye.